This is so important. On average, did you know every Canadian household wastes $28 of food every single week, resulting in $31 billion worth of food wasted every year in Canada. We are one of the largest wasters of food globally, and this is something we definitely have to change.
Yeah, we do. Executive Chef at Montecito and Farm to Table advocate Chef Matt Simpson is here to take us through some easy ways that we can make some change today right at home.
Good to see you, Chef Matt.
Good to see you. This is such an important topic.
Yeah. Frankie, you were saying we need to double our food production by 2050?
Yeah, so if you look at world population and how it's growing, how rapidly it's growing, we have to double our food production, but one way that we can kind of capture that is just not waste the food we have.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I think a great way to start is think about your grocery shopping. So rather than just, buying whatever looks good, buy bruised vegetables, buy a whole chicken. That way you get 4 meals out of it. You can cook the stock afterwards. And, just thinking about looking at what's in season and trying to think of, more unorthodox ways to use it. So take the corn, for example.
So talk to us. So typically, we're obviously eating the sweet, delicious kernels. You are saying we can go even further.
So there's many ways you can eat corn. Obviously, corn on the cob, but something interesting that we do is you can cut the kernels off. You can use a blender and blend them, and you could use that to make a corn vinaigrette. You could make a tomato salad. You could take the cob then after and boil it and make a corn stock. Use one of these silicone freezer bags, freeze the stock, and then you have it for later use.
And you even use these things?
Yeah, so the silks as well as the outside. So we can actually cook those in the oven until they get a bit dry and then dehydrate them. Then you pulverize them in the blender and you can make a powder that actually tastes like corn that you could then season with.
That's
and we can
so
use
cool.
that as a wrap too, right?
Absolutely. You can steam it and make tamales. There's so many different things. So it's really about trying to utilize the entire vegetable rather than just, your traditional methods of using it. Same with the chard. So Swiss chard is a great vegetable, but I think most people use the leaves. But the stems are just as good. They just require a little more cooking. You can pickle them. You can grill them. There's so many great things you can do with them. It's just about, thinking outside the box.
What I do is I just cut them up super, super fine, and you throw in some onions and garlic.
That's
delicious.
Yeah, and then saute.
Yeah, put the leaves in at the end, a little chicken stock or something, or corn stock. And there you go.
Now, what's in season?
So there's lots of great things in season right now. Obviously, spinach, strawberries, blueberries, radishes, the first of the season peas. So again, when going to the store, I like to go to some smaller grocery stores because they'll always sell the bruised fruit, the number 2s. A great way to utilize some fruit. Buy it when it's in season. Buy it in bulk. It's more cost effective. And then when it starts to get a little soft, you take a freezer tray. You do what we call IQFing, individually quick frozen. So you lay them all out on the tray, put them in the freezer. Once they're frozen, again, into your silicone freezer bag. And then you have, for later use, you want to make a smoothie. You take some of your strawberries, some spinach, throw it in your Vitamix blender, and you're ready to go. There's so many different things you can do with the fruit. And again, it's just about thinking about, how can I use everything and not wasting. And I think
even people growing at home, sometimes they pull a carrot out, and because it's crooked, they maybe put it to the side. That crooked carrot still tastes the same as the straight one.
Absolutely, and the tops are great. You can make a pesto with the tops. And I think ultimately, if the one point that we really have to think about is if you're going to waste, then how are you wasting? You're utilizing your green bag, you're composting whenever possible. It's those little things because, at Montecito, we're a farm-to-table restaurant. We demand great soil. It's our lifeblood. So if we're wasting, then it's kind of moving backwards in my mind. So it's all about utilizing what you can, and I think that definitely transmits to home as well.
When in doubt, freeze it. Can't go wrong. And go visit Montecito Restaurant. You were saying you were there for Lori's birthday. It was delicious.
It was great. It was awesome.
It makes me want to sing.
Set menus for you too as well.
Montecito. Na, 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 na,
for more information, breakfasttelevision.ca. Stella, over to you.